Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Kody's victimization of Meri is illogical. The sister-wives patriarch should apologize for 6 things, in my opinion. It appeared that sister-wives star Kody Brown and Meri Brown may be happy together when they first met, but their legal marriage that quickly changed into a spiritual one quickly degenerated into small-minded taunts, hurting both parties. It must be stated that Kody seemed crueler than his former spouse. To Kody's credit, Meri ought to have realized what was going on. He kept hinting to her that he was no longer feeling love. She chose not to go, nonetheless, for personal reasons. Some of Meri's most scathing insults and taunts were likely sparked by his regrettable catfishing incident. Meri felt lonely when she started talking to a lady she mistook for a man. Meri, deprived of love because of Robyn Brown, discovered what she believed to be superior. But more worse was the individual who deceived her in 2015. Kody was, at least, who he claimed to be. Kody was still harboring his grudge as late as 2023. He stated this during a Sister Wives Look Back, How We Started episode. Kody ought to show Meri some consideration. The only wife he was obviously truly in love with was Robyn. She most likely had a valid cause for seeking a more satisfying relationship. He could, however, love 4 women in his capacity as the patriarch, but they were unable to pursue relationships with other individuals. That's how polygamy operates, and in certain families, that dynamic brings happiness. But in the Brown household, that was not the case. According to a People exclusive, Meri disputed that her marriage failed because of her affair with a catfish. But even years later, Kody's anger might be telling a different tale. Perhaps her betrayal was a deal-breaker for him. He likely didn't think of her as his wife after that, even though he refused to forgive her. He wanted to convey that he was over it when he called Meri at that time. It's likely that everyone who watched Sister Wives was aware that Kody was no longer in love. But Meri might have told herself something else, holding on to what was known. I started talking to someone online earlier this year who turned out to be someone else, during a sensitive and emotional period. Although I regret becoming involved in this issue and have never met this individual, I hope that I will be able to assist others who are in similar situations. Meri's scammer claimed to be a successful businessman named Sam Cooper. Under the guise of a man in his 40s, the individual deceived Meri. Eventually, it was discovered that Jackie Overton was Meri's romantic interest. Meri, who had been so trusting and had high hopes, was crushed by this, and Kody wouldn't forgive her. Their split was likely caused by a number of factors, but the catfishing episode undoubtedly brought their problems to a breaking point. Perhaps Kody ought to apologize for his inability to comprehend Meri's motivations. He is obviously obsessed with Robyn, as all of his ex-partners were aware. Therefore, she wasn't actually endangering her spiritual bond. The family was bound to fail, and Meri was just being human. Kody appears to be playing the victim when he treats Meri so harshly, suggesting that he is the one who has been wronged. After a staggering 32 years of marriage, Meri and Kody parted ways in January 2023. Following that, Meri attempted to move on with Amos Andrews. Watch the video above to find out more about their brief romance. Only 4 months passed throughout that romance. She is currently hinting at a fresh romance with Brandon Stone. Although she hasn't had luck in love, luck may, and typically does change. Meri will feel really strong if she ends her losing trend, and I believe she will. She deserves a fulfilling relationship in which she feels truly appreciated and understood. She is entitled to happiness since she earned it. Even if her pals didn't get along with Kody, there were a lot of put-downs with him. On screen, Kody criticized her mean girlfriends, including Meri's admirable friend Jen Sullivan. Indeed, Kody used quite disparaging language while describing Meri's friends. This isn't affection or even love, Meri is capable of better. He claims that because of her pals, she is unable to locate a boyfriend. In addition to attacking her, he is demeaning her closest loved ones. It was obvious that Kody didn't value Meri's friends, who undoubtedly had an impact on her relationship. Perhaps sometimes the truth was painful. Although he thinks he's being singled out because he loves Robyn, the ex-partners have other perspectives. their emotions are also legitimate. According to Meri, Jen is more devoted than the majority of her relatives. They collaborate in recording Fridays with Friends portions. They appeared to have a solid, happy, and healthy relationship. But Kody perceives danger everywhere. Even if he is deserving of some of the criticism, anyone who would disparage him is excommunicated. Although Kody is not always negative and his feelings should not be disregarded, he was the one who fell in love with Robyn. He had virtually no emotional flexibility as a result. His remaining supplies for the other women were limited. It now appears that Robyn received the most of the money. She reportedly owned $70,000 worth of dolls that she bought on Etsy, the $1 million house, and the David Yurman signet ring that matched Kody's. Janelle mentioned that they didn't have much money and that Kody withdrew a lot of money from the family fund while she handled the bookkeeping. For Janelle, money seems to be a really sensitive subject that greatly irritates her. She was obviously dissatisfied with her tiny flat during Sister Wives season 18. Occasionally, scenes were set in Robyn and Kody's shared house. In addition to having a large living room and a luxurious kitchen, it had enough of space for Robyn's core family and more. The ex-partners have valid complaints, and they might occasionally be at fault as well. The dynamics of the family were complicated, and things changed once more when Robyn got involved. Whether it was true or not, it felt like Kody and Robyn were icing everyone else out as they drew closer. For instance, they isolated themselves during the epidemic because they were afraid of getting infected. The intriguing thing is that, according to his son Paydon Brown, Kody never bothered to get vaccinated at all. Was Kody's anti-vaxxer stance the reason he was so watchful? There's no evidence, but it adds a fascinating dimension to the pandemic drama by suggesting that, despite having the opportunity to get vaccinated, Kody might have made a decision that caused him to become separated from other Browns. Because of this, it appeared cruel when Kody said to Meri, "Blame yourself if I don't love you," in the dramatic season 19 trailer. For him, it all made sense, but people who witnessed Kody cut out the family during the COVID-19 outbreak and show preference for Robyn on stage would have thought differently. Perhaps they believed that Kody should take some of the blame because he abused Meri, who was over polygamy. Mentioning their previous position with Kody on screen, although they were officially in a spiritual partnership, their relationship was not conventional. He seemed to look down on her a lot, he hadn't forgiven her for the catfishing, and he seemed to be doing everything he could to encourage her to stop dating him. That wasn't a bad thing, really, but sometimes it felt harsh. It's difficult to dispute, though, that by pushing Meri away, he was assisting her. She could never truly be content with someone who doesn't care about her. So, really, Kody might have been acting appropriately in this situation. With Meri, he has discussed how the writing was on the wall. Here, he plays the victim by implying that she ought to have realized it was over rather than prolonging it. He acts to alienate Meri rather than terminating it himself, as if in the hopes that she will go. That way, he won't have to be the bad guy. Human relationships may be difficult, so it's possible that Kody would have wanted Meri to leave him rather than his asking her to do so. However, he had to be quite honest about his feelings because she disregarded his warning signs, which were red flags that spectators could see from space. It became quite awkward as Meri hung in there. She even became friends with Meri, the two women had an odd bond. Meri appeared to be a little innocent and didn't fully get Robyn. It's probable that Robyn wasn't Meri's best friend because she was obviously interested in monogamy for a long time, even though she pretended not to. By stating that the writing is on the wall, Kody implied that Meri ought to have been aware of what was about to occur. He was blaming her for everything. However, she might have felt uneasy leaving a plural marriage because of her religious beliefs. She may have remained in a spiritual relationship for many pragmatic reasons. In addition to religion, she had to consider her job as a reality star. If she left, she might have been concerned about losing her notoriety. When Meri eventually gave up, realizing that the spiritual union was not progressing, she texted Kody, destined to have yet another disappointing encounter. Kody blamed Meri, even wondering whether she was concealing a romantic interest. Kody has always been completely focused on Robyn, so it was strange to say the least that he would show a brief moment of jealousy over a potential love interest, which was probably a fabrication of his imagination. It was about feeling low on the totem pole, abandoned and unwanted, and Meri had had enough. A secret reason for leaving wasn't really necessary. Anyone would want to leave since the situation was so horrible. Kody became suspicious after Meri left, which seemed strange. Perhaps he was merely trying to give the impression that she had a hidden agenda. Meri shines above, starting a completely new life without Kody. She is receiving a lot of affection from her fans. Almost everyone wants to win a split in the court of public opinion. Even though Kody's partiality caused the family's demise, it occasionally appears like a publicity stunt when he plays the victim. We might not be giving Kody enough credit, though. Meri's catfishing may have caused him to suffer significant injuries. Perhaps her departure reminded him of that hurt and made him wonder if she had another lover. However, Kody loses his breakups when he is depressed. People assume he's fine because he still has a wife and a great house. In reality, they don't look under the surface. He's accustomed to being viewed as a villain. As long as he has a clear conscience, he should be fine. But occasionally, it feels like the sister-wives patriarch is burdened by everything that has transpired in his previous marriages. He might be happier if he attempts to see things from Meri's perspective and quits mistrusting her. He is simply mired in the past when he keeps pointing the finger. Christine Brown, star of Sister Wives, reveals what she wishes she knew before leaving Kody Brown amid signs that her marriage isn't perfect. Christine Brown, a Sister Wives star, revealed more about her mental state when she left Kody Brown, explaining what she wished she had known at the time despite evidence that her current marriage to David Woolley isn't flawless. Christine has been able to see her life with Kody in a new light throughout Sister Wives season 19. Now that she's married to David and enjoying her life in a new way, she's been able to look back on her marriage to the Brown family patriarch in a fresh perspective, attempting to make sense of the whirlwind she's gone through in recent years. Christine shared the one thing I wish I knew before I changed everything, revealing more about her mental state after leaving Kody and the wider Brown family behind. Walking away was a mess. I assumed I needed a strategy because every answer seemed to fit. I did not. Christine shared, I wish I'd known, you don't have to figure it all out to get started. Christine explained that she was afraid at the time and that she couldn't see past her decision to leave, but her life has improved. Years later, Christine revealed, I'm stronger than I ever thought. What Christine's decision to leave Kody means for David's relationship. Christine made it plain that her life has changed for the better in the years since she made the decision to leave Kody behind in Arizona, but she did not hide her fear of leaving what she knew. Christine was unhappy in her relationship with Kody, but in the years since, she's worked hard to unravel what happened and move on. Christine has now been able to open up about her issues in her marriage to David, and she has done her best not to bring them into the relationship. Moving forward with David has not been easy, but Christine's happiness has been the focus of her content outside of Sister Wives. Christine has expressed her happiness with David, how much she has liked being with him, and how thrilled she is about their future, indicating that she is stronger than ever with David. While some have criticized Christine's relationship for moving too rapidly, she has been vocal about how pleased she is because she dove in head first with David after being hurt in her marriage with Kody. Our response to Christine's reflection on leaving Kody. Christine always looks forward, but taking the time to reflect on her marriage to Kody is crucial for the Sister Wives star. Rather than merely moving ahead, Christine should take the time to reflect on how tough it was to get independence in order to comprehend how far she has come. Christine's relationship with Kody will let her recognize how amazing her life with David is. While Christine is relieved to be moving forward, looking back always provides her with a sense of her own strength. In the intricate world of Sister Wives, Kody Brown's relationships with his wives have been a focal point of both the show and public discourse. His dynamic with his first wife, Meri Brown, has particularly drawn attention due to its complexities and challenges. While Kody has often portrayed himself as a victim in their relationship, a closer examination reveals several actions on his part that have contributed to their marital discord. Here are 6 significant issues for which Kody should consider offering sincere apologies. Kody's emotional withdrawal from Meri has been evident over the years. Despite maintaining a legal marriage for over 3 decades, their bond deteriorated, leading to a platonic relationship. Meri's attempts to reconnect, including gestures